You scared me half to death. There was a man down the street. I didn't like the look of him.
As long as you're okay, Sugar.
Aw. Here. Hey, you're not gonna believe what I read in the tabloids. I know, most of it's made up. I mean, can you really take a wrong turn and end up directly in hell? There was this one story. It's 100% true. They interviewed a doctor and everything. Hey, and you're not gonna guess what's happening to Brad and Jennifer.
Brad and Jennifer?
Are you hungry?
I'm fine, Sugar.
Is that you, Sugar? What's the problem, Sugar? Who are you? What the hell's going on here?
It's the end of the world, as you know it.
Watch out!
She has a job. You've actually had more than a one-night stand with her. Sounds like the beginnings of a normal relationship.
Not every woman I date fits this pattern you've come up with.
No, it's the pattern you've established by dating a never-ending string of exotic dancers, flight attendants, phone sex.
So much for your theory is all I'm saying.
So where'd you meet her?
At her job.
At her job where?
A restaurant.
Oh, which restaurant?
The Mud Pen.
Oh, mud wrestling bar. Do I have to ask what she does?
Mud wrestling is actually an ancient honorable art form that goes all the way back to... well, to the 80s.
Nice. Mr. Commitment.
I'm making a commitment. I'm going to see your tag team tonight.
You think someday you'll tell me how you got like this?
I'm not going back in there until the coroner finishes.
What's up, Jonathan?
How many victims?
2 victims, husband and wife, just butchered, you know, cut to pieces, literally. Sorry, this wasn't in the job description.
Just focus on what did it. Do you have any ideas?
No fingerprints, no footprints in or out of the house.
But there's something.
There's, skin, covered with scales, shredded skin. It's, reptilian.
Nick, what? Nick!
You don't know?
I don't know what. What's going on?
I just finished going over the file, the reptilian scales, the condition of the bodies. The MO is identical to what killed his last partner.
Well, I thought we got it. I thought it was one of a kind.
Yeah. So did we.
Listen, going out of town for a while, so we're gonna have to put off that bank job. I know it's a really big store, but I just gotta get out of here. Just on vacation. So if you know anybody who wants to sublet my place, it is not a hole. Okay, it is a hole, but it's a nice hole. And talk about location. Hello?
No sign of O'Malley yet?
No, sir. We're waiting for him to start the briefing.
Yeah, we don't. This is not going to be an ordinary case, even by our standards. Losing a partner is the worst thing that can happen to a cop. They were on the job, but they didn't know what they were looking for. Couldn't have protected themselves. It had no mercy. We didn't get there in time to keep O'Malley from seeing what it did to him.
Well, he doesn't talk about it.
Julie's murder changed him. Seemed like he didn't eat or sleep for months. Every breath he took was about finding the thing that killed her.
But he did.
And it took every ounce of strength he had not to do it what it did to Julie.
Well, frankly, I'm surprised he didn't.
Only because O'Malley realized that for this thing, lifelong incarceration was the greater torture. It was his only victory. You're familiar with the theory there are 5 stages of dealing with death.
Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance.
In this case, O'Malley never got past anger. All right, people, listen closely. Jonathan.
Forensics from the crime scene are back, and there's no question we're looking at homo metabolus, which is Latin for changing man.
Which isn't really correct because this thing isn't a man or anything close to human.
It's cold-blooded like a reptile. And like one particular reptile, the chameleon, it can change its appearance.
To match its background.
This chameleon changes to match its victim's mental background. See, this thing can reach in your mind and become someone, anyone from your memory.
All of which makes them impossible to catch. The last time was a fluke. A couple of years ago, there was a late spring snowstorm which caused it to go into false hibernation.
We picked it up one day outside of Water Tower Place.
Well, what else do we know about these things, about their psychology?
Their psychology is simple. They only have one single defining emotion. Pure hatred.
Last time, killed 15 people. All victims of pure random chance.
Except one.
Was there any pattern to how it hunts? I mean, how long before it murders again?
No. It eats rodents, that's it. It kills people for pleasure.
These things are so rare that until this morning we had hoped that we had caught the last of them. So unless there happens to be another snowstorm, our options are limited. O'Malley, Benson, in my office. You know where I'm going.
We don't need to, not yet.
It's not my first choice either, but at the moment it's our only one.
You want to consult with the chameleon you captured?
The longer we delay in talking to it means the more responsibility we bear for any future killings.
It won't tell us the truth.
Probably not, but it doesn't relieve us of our obligations to try.
Our obligation to who?
The next victims. We have a responsibility to try and do everything we can to stop it.
I'll talk to it.
Works for me, Detective.
No, we'll do it together. I'll be all right.
Just make sure he doesn't kill it.
I can do this on my own. There's no reason for you to be down there.
Yeah, there is. Every bone in my body is telling me to get as far away as possible because I don't know what I'll do or what I'll feel when I see it. Which means this is what I have to do.
Hold it, right there. Where are these headed?
Shipping, sir. They're getting flown to Special Unit Central Archives.
These are valuable records. Take them to our highest security lockup, seal them up tight, and I'll check on them in a month or two.
Yes, sir.
All right. I can use a vacation. That's all I'm saying.
Vacation for you is called parole, which you're eligible for in 2086.
How about time off for good behavior?
I'm not amused, Carl.
I could sort of tell. Can I be honest with you?
Don't exert yourself on my behalf.
I'm hearing all these stories about these chameleon things on the street, and I'm thinking, maybe you guys don't want any distractions, like myself, while you're trying to catch it.
You're running scared.
You got it.
You got two choices, Carl. Lock up. You'll be confined to a 4x3 steel box and quite safe. Or if you prefer being able to breathe, you'll stay in town, hit the streets, and see what you can dig up on this new chameleon.
Does the box have cable? Point taken. Captain Subtle.
Come to talk.
There's been a murder by another one of you.
That must be so upsetting, O'Malley. Memories being what they are. She reminds me of your last partner, Julie. I remember her like it was yesterday.
Did you know that there was another one of you out there doing what you were doing before you got caught?
Before you got lucky. A few more degrees and we'll talk. How many has it killed?
2 so far.
Where?
The Argyle district.
I want you to describe in detail the exact conditions of the bodies.
Don't. He's getting off on this.
So cocky, O'Malley. One would think tragedy had humbled you a bit. Bodies will pile up until winter, until it gets what it wants.
Which is?
Give to get. What do you have, other than a few degrees?
Nothing. We're not bargaining with it.
You will. You'll see.
Maybe. After you burn in hell.
What a quaint Judeo-Christian notion.
You'll find out. Sooner rather than later if I can help it.
O'Malley, Captain wants you ASAP.
You'll be back. O'Malley, you want to see the last face that Julie saw? Yours, Nikki.
We caught a break. The deceased husband's credit card was used last night to charge a motel room.
By the chameleon?
No question. The manager gave a description which matches the deceased husband.
That's him. That's the guy in 220. You guys.
Are you positive that's him?
Totally. There's no way anyone could forget this guy.
Are you sure about that?
How so?
Bad vibes were just like rolling off him, and he had this weird look in his eye. Totally give you the creeps. What he did?
Overdue library book. Has anybody gone in and out of that room?
No way. I can see it from my office. I think I should call the owner.
The regular police have been warned off. We have a 2-block perimeter. We have enough firepower to blow this thing all the way to Michigan.
I go in alone.
The suspect's turned into the manager.
Hey, what's he talking about?
Shoot to kill!
Yeah, no, 2 more. Uh-oh. I forfeit.
Wounded coming in.
It made a mistake. It enabled us to track it. Won't make it again. Officers, we are dealing with the most elusive creature I have ever had experience with. And one of the most dangerous. It's killed again. Family of 4.
Are we assuming the note refers to the thing we have in custody?
Yes.
Well, maybe our prisoner knows why.
Caught him trying to get out through an emergency exit tunnel.
Look around. You've got an emergency.
Have you made any progress towards finding it or determining its motives?
No. Which means this thing isn't traveling around as itself. It's always transformed. Which means my peeps can look all you want, and it's not going to matter.
Well reasoned, Carl, but no help whatsoever.
I'll take 1 out of 2.
The truth is, your friends aren't helping because, like you, they're cowards and layabouts.
2 very handy survival skills.
As is doing what I say. You stay on them.
Fine. But I'm filing a complaint with the Labor Relations Board. Just a joke.
At this point, we have to assume it'll keep killing until we stop it. So it's time to negotiate.
I've been expecting you.
You know what that thing out there wants and why, and you're gonna tell us.
Or,
We take you down so cold you won't be able to move your eyes around in your head.
but then you'll never stop it. Sorry, Nikki, but I think the upper hand is mine.
Well, according to our people, you can't withstand freezing temperatures.
In other words, you'll die. They're itching to confirm their theory.
You're bluffing.
$35 degrees.
How long do you think you'll last below freezing? A half hour? Less?
30 degrees.
You'll never catch it. Not without my help.
Well, you know what? That's a good argument when you're not dealing with a homicidal cop hell-bent on revenge. 25 degrees.
Let me know how life is down there in that quaint Judeo-Christian notion.
Wait! I'll tell you what you want. You discovered it was after me, yes?
Why?
Territory. Can't stand the idea of another one of its own kind in the same city. Within hundreds of miles, actually.
Hyperterritoriality would explain why there's so few of them in existence.
Your species is so sick you'll hunt your own kind.
Human beings betray each other all the time. Put their trust in friends, lovers, partners, only to see that trust betrayed.
A lot of mornings I wake up and think, catching you and locking you up to suffer for the rest of your life will never bring Julie back. But it does make me feel just a little bit better.
That point goes to you, Nikki.
So how do we catch it?
You can't. Not without my help.
You don't want it on your territory.
Can't fight instinct. I'll help you find it. And then there will be only me.
How?
There is only one way. I can track it by smell, but that means you'll have to take me outside, which of course you'll want to reject as too dangerous. But it will turn Chicago into a pool of blood until it gets what it wants.
We've analyzed our approach from every conceivable angle for possible flaws.
The only one I see is that we're doing it at all.
Mally. This thing will peer into your head and try to get to you. But nothing that serves up matters, Detective. It's all cruel illusion. I know this isn't easy, Nick. Good luck.
He actually put his hand on your shoulder.
And he called me Nick. We must really be in deep.
We are taking every precaution. Officers will be armed with liquid nitrogen canisters to freeze it in the event of an emergency. Our transport will be an armor-plated, temperature-controlled van with follow-and lead escorts. The van's refrigeration will have 2 backup generators to guard against mechanical failure. Good luck.
Heading west.
If I said you tried to escape, no one would blame me for taking you out.
Your partner wouldn't let you. She has a highly developed moral sense. Don't you?
Not that highly developed.
You remind me of your grandma, Kat. She sees things too no one else sees.
It's my grandma.
It's not anyone, Kate. It's a game.
Believe in yourself, Kat. Even if the whole world says you're nuts. Hell, especially if they say you're nuts. Then you know you're on the right track.
Head northwest, please. We've got a few miles to go.
You get that?
You know, if you're nice to me, maybe I'll let you see Grandpa again someday.
Shut up.
You pull another stunt like that again
And you what? You need me. Sorry, Nikki. This point's mine.
For years, my grandfather was the only one that understood me. He died on my 11th birthday. He used to talk to me just like that.
It's getting it all from you. Your grandfather will talk and look just like you remember by definition. That's what makes it so seductive.
Make the next turn east that you can. We're getting close. But not as close as you and Julie were.
Nikki, I think Paige knows. If we tell him, do you think he's gonna split us up? What's more important to you? Me as a partner? Or me?
You're done. No, Nikki. I know your secrets. And I have others you can only guess at.
What are you talking about?
I lured Julie into that apartment. She wasn't just killed trying to do her job. I was paid to do it. She was assassinated.
More lies.
Not this time. Don't you want to know by who or why?
Nick, remember what Paige said, cruel illusion.
I'm not playing your game.
That's too bad, Nikki, because this time it's for real. There's more going on than meets the eye. There are layers. Someone out there. A link more powerful than any one of us. Pulling our strings. He ordered her death. If you stay alive long enough, maybe I'll tell you why. We're here. Another 100 yards, I'd say, Nikki.
Good.
Secure a perimeter.
Hold it in.
Our best and only protection against this thing appearing as one of us is to partner up, operate exclusively in pairs. No one lets their partner out of sight for 1 moment. Everyone maintains radio contact. If you sight an officer without a partner, you shoot to kill. Go.
Double up. Choo-choo!
Nikki, take me with you. Let me watch you die.
No matter what it says, does, or looks like, do not go in there. Understood?
Yes, sir.
They're on 3 so far. And on 4.
Keep looking. O'Malley, Benson, you think this is a wild goose chase?
More like a wild reptile chase. We have physical confirmation. Someone respond.
O'Malley, are you there? Over. All teams check in.
Something damaged the mobile communication vehicle. All our radios are out.
Great.
Hello, Dixon checking in, over.
Help!
Jesus. O'Malley, what happened?
It's got Kate. 2nd floor.
Badly are you hurt? Get the med guys now! Hang tight, Nick. Ambulance will be here soon.
You'll need it more than me.
Yeah, no, I heard it. Over on that side. All teams, move.
Careful.
Well, did it get in there and kill it?
No.
It helped it escape.
It is impossible to plan for every eventuality and outcome. That said, I take full responsibility. There are now 2 of these things on the loose. This has been a dismal failure.
Maybe not. I've got a signal.
From?
The last mouse it ate was laced with a barium tracer. It's on the move. It wasn't lying about Julie and I. We were involved. No one ever knew.
I did. Whenever you talked about her. It's a woman thing.
I don't know what to say.
You don't need to. It's none of anyone's business. It still isn't. You think it was lying about Julie being murdered under orders?
That's all I keep asking myself.
It stopped. It looks like it's in the bar up ahead.
She anyone from your memory?
Be more of a question for you.
I think I'd remember. Let's step outside nice and quiet. Now.
I've heard of coming on strong, but this is a new one.
My partner's right behind you.
This is getting more interesting every second.
I'm starting to lose my patience.
Nick! I'll put that in my purse. So the woman, who's hopefully not in the process of filing a lawsuit, doesn't remember anyone going near her purse.
It was lunchtime. Dozens of people were in and out of that bar before we got there. Chameleons could have been any one of them.
Understood, but are you ready for some new information that casts an even bleaker picture?
They killed again?
Worse than that, detectives. Jonathan?
Right, it's all because you scooped the goose sample from the warehouse. From the other chameleon.
Goose sample, is that a technical term?
What's all because we scooped the sample?
Sorry, you have to understand, for a xenobiologist, this is amazing. It's a girl. The sample from the warehouse contained traces of an albumin-like substance.
Albumin as in eggs?
Egg sac material. I ran the DNA. The chameleon we were holding was a male. The one up there was a female, and she's ready to mate.
There was no territory involved. This whole thing has been one big bloody mating dance.
The female was killing to both obtain the male's release and to attract his attention.
Okay, any idea where these things spawn?
Typically, marshlands.
Chicago doesn't have marshlands.
Yeah, but its instinct will drive it to a watery, warm, and dark place.
Which narrows it down to a couple dozen miles of waterfront.
What kind of gestation period are we talking about?
Oh, very short, no more than a couple hours. And these things lay up to 40 to 60 eggs. And unless these lizards have some truly extended foreplay...
Let's assume they'll get to the spawning grounds as soon as possible.
Okay, last place we know they were is at the bar, which is on the other side of town from the water.
They want to get to the water ASAP. What do? Not take the bus is my bet.
They steal a car. So we'll check out the crime reports from the area around the bar and see if there's anything relevant. What do you think, sir?
All units on the road. Benson, O'Malley, work out of Mobile Command.
Got it. Call me back. I got people all over the waterfront looking in every nook and cranny.
Are we talking people or other gnomes?
Mostly gnomes. And a couple of people who owe me money.
How do you plan on getting any reliable information, seeing as how gnomes will do anything to avoid telling the truth or actually do what they're told?
If I respected you, I would take that as an insult.
Answer the question.
I'm relying on the fact that most gnomes are extreme cowards. Present company excluded, of course.
Of course.
I would say they are definitely on one of the shipping piers because I just got the third excuse in a row about no one wanting to go near there.
Well, that narrows it down a little, but not enough.
No, it might. Chicago, being the busy city that it is, had 4 reported car thefts near the area around the bar we last tracked the suspect. But one of them was abandoned near Pier 9.
Well, great. There you go. You guys can just let me out anywhere along the way.
Tactical force is 10 minutes behind. We can't wait.
Lock yourselves down and back and wait for backup. who's who by telling you things only the real Kate would know. Because the chameleon knows everything about the real Kate that you know, which is exactly the argument you know the real Kate would make. Which doesn't help you either because it's what you know. And it won't help to tell you something you don't know about the real Kate because you wouldn't know if it were true. To be honest, I don't see any way out of this. And those eggs are close to hatching.
Stop! Let's consult an expert.
Split up?
No, that's what it wants us to do.
I just got here. Are they both still loose?
Yes, sir. Or not.
The last thing you are is a hypocrite, Captain.
Meaning, Detective?
Captain Page would never give us an order to operate only in pairs, then ignore it himself. And you're all alone. I bet I know what Mom was protecting.
How long do we have before those eggs hatch?
Depending on when they were fertilized, no time.
Oh, great. Glad I asked.
It's him.
Remember, it is him and no one else.
Freeze!
Don't shoot. Please, honey. I know your favorite memory. That place in Door County. We didn't leave the cabin for 3 days. Said we never felt more alive. Do you remember?
I remember.
We can relive that just the way you remember it. Whenever you want, however you want.
In your dreams. If you things even dream.
You're so strong. I've always loved that about you. But I have to go. Please don't hurt me.
Don't move!
You won't shoot. You can't. All this time you've wished we could have said goodbye to each other. You don't want to do it like this. We can be together forever. I love you, Nick, with all my heart and soul.
Julie.
Yeah, Nicky?
Goodbye.
I'm back in town. Actually, I never left, so, if you want to talk about pulling that bank job again. What do you mean you pulled it without me? That was my robbery! Listen, I better get my cut or else. Or else what? Or else I send my friends after you to kick your ass, or whatever it is you got back there. Hello? Hello? Can somebody come over here and fix these phones? They keep disconnecting on me.
You know, I'd ask if you were okay, but I already know the answer.
I'm just thinking about what it said in the van.
About Julie being murdered on orders?
By something out there pulling the strings.
You know what? Most likely, it was just trying to mess with our heads.
I know, but still, something tells me it was telling us the truth.
So what do we do?
There's nothing to do.
Which is the hardest part.
No. Hardest part is saying goodbye.
How about I buy you a drink?
How about you buy me two?